Hello and welcome, I'm Beatrice and today's class is a Yang into Yin class for self-acceptance. All I'll be using today for the class are 2 blocks. So grab either 2 blocks, or if you don't have them you can have books to stack at the same height as a block. And when you're ready, come and practice with me. Starting this class from seated, you can grab a block and sit up on one or sit on the ground. Relax your arms, relax your shoulders, and either come to close the eyes or soften the gaze down to the ground. And begin by taking a few intentional breaths. Just focus on the rhythm of your breath, just as it is, no need to change it. And begin to bring to mind something about you that you find hard to accept. It doesn't have to be a physical feature, it can be a way you behave or a way you think. Just bring to mind this thing that you find hard to accept about yourself. And just begin to notice how that feels, how that makes you feel. And again, no need to change it. Just stay with the feeling this thing gives you. You don't have to try to accept it. You don't have to try to change it. Stay with it for a few more breaths. And let go of this thought. Float your eyes open and begin to come up to your hands and knees. Take your blocks to the top of your mat so they are there for you to use. As you come to your hands and knees, let's start with some simple cat and cows. So take your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and begin to move through your spine, vertebra by vertebra, inhaling to arch the back. And exhaling to round from the head down each vertebrae down to the tailbone, pressing the ground away. 4 more breaths, breathing in, let the tailbone lift, drop the belly, open the chest, breathe out and round. Breathe in, breathe out around. 3 more, breathe in. And breathe out. Continue for 2 more with your own breath. On your next in-breath, come back to your neutral spine. Take your hands a little bit further forward and bring your toes to tuck. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And when you're ready, lift your hips up to the ceiling and let the head drop into downward facing dog. Spread your shoulder blades apart, let the head be nice and heavy. Maybe begin to pedal your feet here or shift the hips side to side. Maybe shake your head yes and no. And from here, in your own way, step your right leg forward in between your hands. If it doesn't get there, grab it with your hands and take it there. Or you can instead come to the top of your mat and then step your left leg back. Bring your left foot flat to the ground, about 45 degrees out to the side. Your front foot stays as it is, straighten out the front knee. I'll grab 2 blocks here to place either side of my foot for pyramid. Come up to your fingertips, breathe in, lift your back, and as you breathe out, come down to fold. Bow your head down and take 5 deep breaths. Bend your knee, remove the blocks, frame the foot and step back to your downward facing dog. Take a moment to take movements here. Let the head gently rock side to side, your hips bend one knee at a time. And come to the other side. So left leg is forward, right leg is back, and access this however feels good for you. Then maybe take a little bit of a step forward with the back leg, shorten your stance, right foot points out to the side, grab your blocks, breathe in to lift your chest, lift your back, and breathe out to come down. 5 breaths on this side as well. And rather than stepping back, this time turn around to come to a wide-legged stance. You can take your blocks with you and maybe heel toe the feet so you're wider or shorter depending on how you feel. If you can, keep your feet in line with each other, but if that doesn't feel good for you, point them to the corners of the mat instead. And then exhale to come down to fold, and we'll take 5 deep breaths here as well. You can keep your hands on your blocks or you can remove the blocks and place your hands to the ground or even hold your elbows and let the head be heavy. Lift your back halfway and begin to heel toe the feet to center. So they are coming to about hip width distance apart or a little wider if you prefer. You can grab your blocks once again and we come into the yin part of the class. So starting with dangling, bring your blocks to about the width of your feet if you want to use the blocks. Otherwise, just bring your body to fold forwards and either bend your knees really deep or keep them straight if you prefer. And with the blocks, it's quite nice to support your forearms or your palms. Relax your head down. And begin to find some stillness here.
your body to adjust as time goes. You might want to straighten the knees or maybe soften them a little bit more. And begin to come out of the posture. You can lift yourself a bit on the block, so lift your back and then drop your knees down. We're coming down to seated. Take your blocks with you. Come to sit either on a block or a blanket even, or directly on your sitting bones. Coming to butterfly. Take your soles of the feet together in front of you. Knees go out to the sides. I like to use the blocks to support my thighs and my knees, and have your feet a little bit farther away from you than you would in a young version of this posture. So a bit more in a diamond shape. And once you're ready, come down to fold, or you can even stay upright if you prefer. Let your head be soft, let your chin come in towards your chest. And you're welcome to either remove the blocks or maybe bring them to a higher height if something has changed. Begin to take your head and spine up to center. Come to a comfortable seated position to end the practice. As always, doesn't have to be cross-legged. Soften out the shoulders, soften the eyes or even close them down. And return to that quality, that attribute about yourself that you found at the beginning that you find difficult to accept. And just notice how it feels now. Notice it might feel different from the beginning. Maybe nothing has changed.
On your next breath in, reach your arms up. Take your palms together and breathe out to the center of your chest. Now either close your practice here or bow down and thank yourself for this time on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and if you did, please like and subscribe and share with your friends and family. Thank you.